Greetings. I am a representative of the anti-sin movement. These videos are not edited. They are AI assisted. Today's subject is part 3 of Jesus died not for our sin. Continuing further, this perspective of Jesus as our example challenges any notion of grace as a passive mechanism which sin is forgiven without an active effort on our part to be right. Instead, grace is understood more as divine assistance to help individuals live in alignment with God's commandments, but still requiring personal effort and commitment by us. Grace, in this outlook, is seen not as an external force, not as an external force that excuses sinful behavior, but as an internal strength guiding and empowering each individual to overcome temptation and live sin-free lives. Grace is a support factor. Grace is a support mechanism for anyone who actively engages in and lends effort to our own sin-free journey. Grace is not giving us a free pass for sinful behavior by claiming that Jesus died for our sinful conduct, transactionally paying the price for our sin. The concept of salvation here is less about Jesus' final moment of redemption and more about a continuous process, just as physical needs like food, water, and sleep must be attended to regularly and consistently to sustain life. Also must our commitment to God's divine law be consumed daily to sustain life through constant practice and discipline. The path to sinless purity or a sin-free life becomes a daily effort, one that cannot be outsourced to another. This ongoing effort aligns with the belief that personal transformation is a lifelong endeavor, not a one-time event. Moreover, it's important to consider that this view redefines the purpose of religious conduct. While salvation or sin-free living cannot be achieved through the actions of others, a community of like-minded individuals can provide valuable support in terms of encouragement, accountability, and sharing wisdom. This community, as the anti-Sinite movement, would not act as mediators or saviors, but as fellow travelers on the journey of moral and sin-free discipline. The collective effort provides strength, but each individual must still walk upon our own path, holding ourselves accountable to remain obedient to God's laws. Jesus, in this sense, becomes the ultimate model of what is possible for any human being who chooses to live by God's laws. His life was a demonstration of what it looks like to embody the commandments fully, with unwavering dedication and commitment, rather than Jesus being a substitute or scapegoat for our own sinful journey. Jesus' example is a beacon showing that it is possible for a human being to live sin-free by personal obedience and fully embodying divine principles and practices. Furthermore, this understanding encourages us as individuals to look inward for sinless growth rather than relying on Jesus' figure to fix our relationship with God. Every moment presents an opportunity for self-reflection and sinless behavior, whether it's resisting temptation, practicing kindness, or seeking forgiveness for moments of weakness. There's an emphasis on personal accountability, where sin is seen not as something to be forgiven passively, but something to be actively resisted and overcome. In this context, the notion of sin is not something external that can be wiped away by another's sacrifice, but is a personal, intentional, internal state that must be nurtured within oneself. Sin is not just about external wrongdoing, but a manifestation of the negative inner condition of the heart and mind. Therefore, the battle against sin is not only external in terms of behavior, but internal as well, in terms of purifying thoughts, desires, and intentions. The focus is on cultivating purity from the inside out, actively choosing holiness and righteousness in every area of life as Jesus chose to do. This approach highlights the importance of growth and progress. It suggests that while one is perfect, every person can strive. It suggests that while no one is perfect, every person can strive for perfection and greater alignment with God's commandments. The journey is about continuous improvement, constantly striving to live a life that is traveling ever closer to God's divine standard. Learning from our mistakes. We learn from our mistakes and choosing again with greater conviction to follow the path of righteousness. We do make mistakes. In conclusion, this understanding of personal responsibility and sin-free discipline calls for a reestablishment of how salvation and a sin-free life is viewed. It emphasizes that salvation isn't about external grace or acts of grace by another. It emphasizes that salvation is not about external acts of grace by another that erases our sin, but rather a personal, continuous, and active commitment of our living in accordance with divine will ourselves. This approach returns the responsibility of living a sinless life back within the heart and mind of each of us as individuals, making clear that while support from others is valuable and appreciated, the journey of transformation and the battle against sin must be fought individually, with each person striving to live in obedience to God's life-saving command.